Saudi Arabia, Censorship, and Vikings are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is March 3rd, 2021. It is the 62nd day of the year. We got 303 days left. Today's the 9th Wednesday of 2021, and it's the 73rd day of winter. We got 17 days left until spring. If today's your birthday, you're a Pisces. Just like me, congratulations, you won. Today is World Wildlife Day. World Wildlife Day seeks to celebrate the world's plants and animals while raising awareness for the issues that impact wildlife. Wildlife refers to all undomesticated native plants and animals of a region. That's kind of weird. I didn't know you could domesticate a plant. I mean, you got house plants and stuff like that. It's not like you brought it in from the wild and taught it how to be a house plant. It just does it naturally. Weird. The day also serves to highlight issues such as urbanization, poaching, pollution, and the destruction of wildlife habitats. It encourages everyone to contribute to conservation. All right, let's see what else March 3rd has given us. Before we get started, I want to apologize. I had emergency dental surgery today, and I'm not doing that good, so this might seem a little toned down. But here we go. 1873, censorship in the United States. The U.S. Congress enacts the Comstock Law, making it illegal to send obscene literature and articles of immoral use through the mail. Yeah, couldn't send dirty pictures to each other anymore. Weird. 1913, thousands of women march in the women's suffrage procession in Washington, D.C. 1931, the United States adopts the Star-Spangled Banner as the national anthem. Yeah, how about that? Thought that was way earlier. (1938) Oil is discovered in Saudi Arabia. Prior to the discovery of oil, the Arabian Peninsula had hardly changed in centuries. Its deeply conservative inhabitants survived on jobs they've been doing for centuries, like livestock, farming, fishing. They actually did a lot of pearl diving back in the day. That's how they made their money. During the pre-modern era, the Saudi government's main source of income was taxes and revenues generated by the annual Muslim pilgrimage to Mecca. Yeah, that's all they had. They didn't have much. It was just a desert with some cities, but mostly it was just small little villages out in the middle of nowhere. Before the oil, most Westerners just thought Saudi Arabia was where Sinbad the Sailor got his start or something like that. The Arabian Knights were, swashbuckling and using scimitars. That's all we knew about it at the time. In 1938, oil was discovered, and pulling it out of the ground was hastened by World War II. Yeah, we hadn't been all on board with pulling it out yet, but once World War II started looking inevitable, we really got going on it. The discovery of the oil turned an often forgotten Middle Eastern country into one of the most important countries on the planet. Still is. I mean, things are switching from oil to green power, but you're still going to need oil forever, I'm sure. 1943, World War II. In London, 173 people are killed in a crush while trying to enter an air raid shelter at the Bethnal Green tube station. I have family members that lived in London during that, and they remembered having to go there. They were young, they were kids, but they remember all of a sudden just horns going off, as they described it, and everyone would just leave whatever they were doing and run to the tube. 2005, Steve Fawcett becomes the first person to fly an airplane non-stop around the world solo without refueling. 2017, the Nintendo Switch console is released to the public by Nintendo. This is a pretty handy little device. It ranges from my granddaughter has one at age 4 to I have one. All my kids that are in their 20s and their teens, they all have them. It's a really neat device. That's one thing Nintendo does. They don't just focus on one age bracket, the 12 to 25 area. They really know how to market things. Released on March 3rd, 2013, Vikings. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. I've watched it all the way through. It just ended its whole run. It was a great show. It originally was started on the History Channel. What's amazing about that, this show is pretty gory. I know they were trying to capitalize on the popularity of Game of Thrones and all that with a historical thing, but it was pretty bloody and gory and a lot of battle scenes, and it's all about Vikings, and it's a really good show. If you ever get a chance, watch it. It's about a Scandinavian farmer who comes to be a Viking warrior and eventually the king. But yeah, it's really good. If you ever get a chance, watch that. Born on March 3rd, one of my favorite podcasters, and he's a radio show host. Ira Glass, 1959, American radio host and producer. He also had a show on Showtime. It was like a little documentary where he went and just talked to people about their life in the United States, and it was called This American Life. It's a really good podcast, and I like that show. He's got a weird delivery, and the way he speaks is kind of slow and not that exciting, but it's kind of calming and keeps you interested. It's great. Died on March 3rd, 2018. We lost David Ogden Stiers, American actor, voice actor, and musician. You probably don't know who he was, but if you watched MASH, he played Major Charles Emerson Winchester. He's the guy that replaced Frank Burns when he left the show. Anyway, he was on MASH from 1977 to 1983. He died at the age of 75 due to complications from bladder cancer, sadly. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Like I said, sorry about my delivery and if I slurred or anything like that. Still coming down from the Novocaine. But I want to keep these videos pumping out to you and get them daily is what we're shooting for eventually. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Be nice to each other.